Why is Zenyatta so broken? Now, for a lot of those that have been around the channel for a long time, y'all know that I have been a Zenyatta main pretty much ever since Overwatch 1's conception, by the way. I love the battle monk aesthetic. I love his voice lines. I love the way his abilities work. I love the damage he puts out. I absolutely love the character. But as we transition into the Overwatch 2 meta and how everything works nowadays, I still kept playing Zen. I didn't really fall off. Yes, I played some more characters such as Baptiste, and I got more experience with other characters like that, but I still always find myself consistently going back to Zenyatta. Now, also real quick, before we dive into this analysis, make sure I'll leave a like and subscribe on this video. The last video actually did pretty well, and I actually appreciate it. So if you guys want more Overwatch analysis videos like this, please let me know. Now, fundamentally, I think that Zenyatta is broken in the way that this game works. What I mean by that is that how Zenyatta's ability works shifts the tides of games so hard, a lot of people don't even notice in lower ranks. Let's talk about Zenyatta's biggest thing that affects him whenever it comes to his synergy with other characters. That is Discord. Discord applies 25% damage increase to any target that has the orb on them. And you can also shift this orb, and it's actually very, very quick. I believe it's 900 meters a second, something like that. It's fairly quick. Now, Orb of Discord actually travels at about 90 meters per second, with currently an effective range of 30 meters to apply it. Orb of Discord makes Zen a problem in higher ranks. In lower level lobbies, it's not as much of a problem because people don't have proper resource management, and when it comes to taking on duels and knowing the proper targets to apply Discord, it gets kind of fuzzy. In lower ranks, what you'll see a lot of Zenyatta's do is that they will just apply Discord to the first target they see, and they'll just start spamming. They'll start trying to get as much damage as possible without focusing on a single target. Most likely what you'll see in higher ranks is people just discord the tank and then go from there. If there are any threats that start coming after them, they will start applying it towards them. If they need to take a duel, they'll do that as well. But the problem is that with the current way that the meta is, CC is killing the game right now, and Discord doesn't help at all. It actually makes it much worse. So as of currently, Cassidy has his hinder ability, and Mei got buffed all to hell. And she didn't really get nerfed. I mean, she kind of did, but it didn't really matter. It feels absolutely awful to play tank now. Currently, I main Ramatra in Sigma, and it is absolute non-stop pain in a lot of these lobbies where you just have these Meis running up on you and that you can't really do anything about her because you have to focus on killing her if the other tank does not let you. And God forbid if that other tank wants to engage you and not your supports, you're going to be in for a god-awful time. So when you throw a 25% damage increase on top of that for you, it's gonna feel bad. But that's just how Zenyatta works. The problem is that Zenyatta did not have Discord. He would just be a trash character. That's the fundamental part of his kit. Now, the orbs of healing that he has are very good. The orbs of harmony is actually a very good ability. Now, fundamentally, they are a very, 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 very low stat healing percentage. I believe it might be the slowest out of all the supports besides Lucio, I think. Don't quote me on that. But the reason that Zenyatta's orbs of harmony work is for high mobility characters such as Doomfist, Genji, Tracer, and Pharah. You can keep a steady bead of health on these characters, and you can also still get in the fight and provide damage. That's one of the biggest things. That's one of the biggest advantages Zenyatta has over Lifeweaver is Lifeweaver sacrifices his healing for little to no damage. That's why you'll see a lot of Lifeweavers with almost 1,000 damage or possibly less because they're heal binding almost the entire time. With Zenyatta, you can do both. You have this flexibility. Yes, you kind of have this with Baptiste, and yes, you kind of have it with Ana, but you can still passively heal your team and increase all your damage potential when we start getting into these large fights. That's why Zenyatta is so good, partly. Now, you definitely need to take into account what kind of comps you're going into. You really don't want to try a Zenyatta with a Mercy or a Lucio. Ideally, if you think you have the competence to keep your team alive and apply proper triage as a support, go at it. I'm not gonna tell you any different. Now, as a Zenyatta main with over 300 hours on him, did I think that he needed this nerf? No, he did not need the nerf to Discord. hard, and honestly the nerf isn't all that bad. I don't know what people were freaking out about. I was kind of being over dramatic, but it was more of a joke. The problem with Zenyatta is Zenyatta has a major weakness in the fact that he is so goddamn wide. People don't understand that Zenyatta is actually incredibly easy to deal with. Zenyatta has one of the widest hitboxes for any support. I think more so than Lifeweaver horizontally, maybe not vertically, but horizontally, that's pretty fucking wide. And Zenyatta has no movement abilities. Moira has her fade, Baptiste has his boots, Ana has her sleep, which is good for duels, and I don't count that as a movement ability. Ana also is very tiny. Lifeweaver has his dash, Lucio has his entire kit at his disposal. Mercy has Guardian Angel, you get what I'm saying. Brick has shield bash, all that. Zenyatta doesn't have that. Now he has his kick, but that's not a movement ability. Zen doesn't have anything to move him from point A to point B faster. So unfortunately, that means that when it comes to one-on-one duels with really high mobility characters like a Genji, Tracer, Doomfist, whatever, he might just be stuck sometimes. But then again, you also really don't want to get into any close quarter situations with the Zenyatta because you're gonna probably die. Now, as you'll probably see in some of this footage I recorded here that I was losing a lot of these duels. Number one, because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and number two, that I honestly don't really take that many duels by myself as Zenyatta. Most of the time I'm actually playing backline or midline. I never frontline Zenyatta. There are some frontline Zenyatas out there, and honestly, look, power to you, I respect you. You're a psychopath. Honestly, in Overwatch 1, Doofus kind of made me want to, commit side because of how often I would get dove and how easy he would just beat the shit out of me. Like, Doomfist countered Zen so hard in Overwatch 1, then when you transition to Overwatch 2, it's actually a joke how much Zen just beats the shit out of him. Zenyatta is also really, really good for these high defense stack characters. So characters, not just like tanks, but I mean like characters like Orisa, Ramatra, Reinhardt, these high armor characters. Zenyatta is really good for breaking them down. Even Ball, a good Ball that knows how to properly disrupt, they can actually get kind of clapped by a Zen that knows how to use proper discord and hit some of those shots so you can get them off the field faster. Ramatra, a lot of what you'll see when you fight a Ramatra as Zenyatta is that as soon as you put discord on them, they will instinctively just block, because this Ramatra is so wide and he's moving so slow at that point, it's way easier to get your orbs of destruction on him. Zenyatta absolutely tears up Hog at this point in the game's life cycle, which is funny because in Overwatch 1 and honestly earlier in Overwatch 2's meta, Hog would just shit on Zen, but now Hog is just an ult battery. You can just feed so much damage and ult off of Hog, it's ridiculous. Now, yes, a good Ball that knows how to properly target a Zenyatta or a Diva, yes, they will still clap Zen because there's no movement abilities, but Zen's duel potential is still pretty high. Fundamentally, Zen is broken. Being able to apply this much damage, fundamentally, Zenyatta is broken and will be as long as the game is in the game. Even a 10% or a 15% damage increase is still pretty high considering how many characters do so much high burst damage in this game. You put Discord, combine that with Window, combine that with a Widow headshot, a Hanzo headshot, Sojourn railgun, all these different things. Discord is just going to make them better and better. Plus, when you combine the fact that you have Zen's healing ability and he can still put out damage and help his team while he's focusing on something else, Zen is one of the most flexible healers in the game, in my opinion. Do I think Zen is a top 3 support in the game? No. Is he one of my favorites? Is he my definitive favorite? Yes, he still will be. But that's just my 2 cents. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what you think about Zen. Do you guys think that Zenyatta is overpowered? Do you think that Zenyatta needs a rework? What do you think that Zenyatta needs? Please let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, guys, me, your boy David, guys. Just a quick reminder, make sure you leave a like in the video and subscribe. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. All right, peace.